and we are doing a brand new Sims 4 speed build today. And so today is definitely one of those days where I can finally sit down, chit chat, and talk about this build because you guys, this has to be hands down one of my all-time favorite builds, even though it's not, all glitz and glam and well furnished like we all know and love in my speed builds. But this build has a story behind it because I, myself, and as a Spring Squad, all together, all of us, completed the 100 baby challenge in 1 year from January to the end of December 2019 because we set a goal for ourselves to complete the 100 baby challenge before the new year, and we did that said thing, and I'm so proud of us that we did that. It's a huge accomplishment, and I thought, and we all thought that I was going to have a mental breakdown and rage quit, but we did not do that. We achieved it, and we're done. And so we decided to go ahead and do a new challenge, but in the same save file, and do the Black Widow challenge with a storyline. Because with the 100th child born in this family called the Saylor family, which is Saylor family, in the second generation, Valentina was the second matriarch to continue with the 100 baby challenge legacy. And when she was done having kids, her last child to be born in this family was going to be the matriarch for the third generation to become the Black Widow. And her name is Hypnotic Saylor, which sounds crazy. And if you have watched my streams in the past and you've seen like VODs or whatever, I post pictures on Twitter or whatever, all my 100 baby children are not normal and do not have normal names. And so like we have names like Plasma Pack, Bloody Sebastian, Uncultured Swine. It's like the most weird names I have ever heard in my entire life, but you guys named them, and I for one loved that because it made the challenge more enjoyable, more interesting, and just more interactive, getting you guys more involved. And so when we named the last child Hypnotic, I'm like, it kind of makes sense. And so Hypnotic Sailor is a vampire. And once we kind of got towards the second matriarch generation, all of our kids were basically either a vampire or a spellcaster. And so we kind of finished the challenge a lot quicker than we anticipated, which is totally fine. And once Hypnotic was born as a vampire, it was super cool because it kind of made sense where she hypnotizes, her victims and seduces them to get them married, have dinner parties, be the perfect husband or wife or whatever, and tell the people of Windenburg that we are a normal family with a white picket fence, but that is definitely not the case for this house. Because this house is located on I believe, a 40 by 30 lot in Windenburg on the island, and it is a very abandoned beach house. It looks normal on the outside, it's both red and black, but on the inside though, it's very rundown, abandoned, cracks in the wall, cobwebs everywhere, and not the best furniture. And there's even like this a very small hidden like thing that will be later on adding onto this house once we get more money, because at the end of the speed build, I was left with 3 simoleons left. I was literally struggling the entire time with the speed build because when I noticed that I only had 15,000 simoleons to work with, I was like, hold up. I don't know if I can do this justice because it took me forever to figure out what I was going to do, how I was going to make it look good on the inside, but as well as the outside. And it clicked to me that I can actually use the show live edit objects as decorations. Even though your Sims can't use them, it makes your builds look more lived in and more exciting and just not boring. So I utilized all of that to my disposal, and I was able to make it look really, really abandoned and run down the way I wanted. And so I have some like old cars that are actually in debug. They're not usable whatsoever, just there for decoration. So I had a truck and a black van in the backyard, along with like a pond, and then I had some like a broken tree branch and a bunch of trees and like grass everywhere, overgrown. It was like a really cool, fun build, and it only took me like about an hour and 43 minutes to complete, and surprisingly enough, it was great. And so a lot of you guys actually helped me finish this build by giving me like some tips and ideas on what I could do, on how to furnish it and make it look, the way we wanted it to. And so like my friend Boy Simming, Jake, who you are, shout out one time. he gave me the idea to utilize the laundry day stuff um lighting light bulbs because they are very cheap and they also look very, I don't know, they look very run down to me. And I kind of got that idea, so it's like very rustic looking, so it made sense to utilize in this build. So I, for one, am happy about that. But for the story for this, Hypnotic was was the 100th child born in this generation, in this family, the crazy family that we all know and love. And she felt as she was never wanted in her life because when you're having so many kids and you have to focus your attention on multiple kids during the day and like at different times, and it's like weird, and like them going to school and helping with projects, it gets a little bit crazy. And so Hypnotic being the last child, she felt abandoned, not wanted, not cared for, and just felt ignored, and didn't really know what to do. And she didn't really felt that love towards her mother, and let alone her father. Like her father was like there and gone. He wasn't really the best parent to be anyway, because he just never really cared. And it was like more of like a one night stands type of thing when it came to her mother and her father, and they just didn't really care, and they didn't think they would have any more kids afterwards. But when Valentina found out she was pregnant with her last child, she kind of got a little bit discouraged and like a little bit weirded out at that time. But she had the kid, she kept it, and life went on. And so she had to figure out, what was she going to do? Was she going to help, get help from the father or help from her mother? Because Claire, who was the first matriarch of the 100 baby, came to the house from time to time to help with the kids and see what's what and how she could help with, her daughter. Because she knows how the 100 baby goes. She knows what you have to do to achieve this like ultimate goal of having all these kids, and it can take a toll on your body and your mind and literally your mental health. And so when Claire came along, she kind of helped with Hypnotic with her skills and like more of her teaching. And so when Claire was there, she helped Hypnotic with like her talking, her walking, her potty training. And when she became like a child, it allowed her to focus a lot more on her like her social and her other important skills to get leveled up as she became a teenager. But when Hypnotic became a teenager, that was the time when Claire kind of ultimately passed away, because Claire was a human from the very start. And then when we had Valentina, she came out as a vampire, because I'm pretty sure we had a kid with Caleb Valtor, I'm pretty sure, or some random child. Oh, no, we did not have a kid. We did not have a baby with Vlad. We did, but that's not Valentina's dad. Valentina's dad is named Drake, and it was made by one of you guys off of the gallery, and I downloaded him, and Valentina was born, and he's still around because he's still a vampire, which is kind of crazy to think about, because her father's a vampire, Valentina's a vampire, and Hypnotic is a vampire. And so all of them are basically just vampire people living forever until they find a cure of vampirism. And, if they want to become a human, they can. If they don't, then they roam the earth forever. And I'm pretty sure by the end of like this challenge for the Black Widow, when we reach 10 generations, I'm ultimately sure that they're still going to be around walking the earth, which is insane to think about. And so for the Black Widow challenge, what I'm thinking of doing is that with Hypnotic, that since she doesn't feel really much loved in her own home, she wants to feel love elsewhere. And so she's trying to find the one person that she can truly count on, the one person that she can love for all eternity, for the rest of her life, because she'll never die. She has decided to take the plunge of finding 10 different people to date and marry. And if she finds the one in those 10 marriages, then it could be the one for the rest of her life. But she can't really settle down because she doesn't know what love is truly like. Because I think every time that she gets married, there's a thing in the back of her mind saying, okay, maybe this is the one. Maybe it's like, I'm truly gonna be happy for once. And then little does she know, she has like this thing where it's like, nope, I give up. They won't love me. They'll just forget about me. They'll break my heart. And like she just like, I'll break their heart before they break mine type of like, mindset. And so she has to basically show people that she's a good spouse, a good wife, and tell them that everything's all right. And like, that's like, this is more towards her in in like her marriage mind where she's like, okay, things are gonna go well, things are gonna go great. And then when she has like the marriage and the dinner party and, I think um like they're dating and whatever, and like once they get back home and the honeymoon phase is all over and like done with, I think after a while she'll like start to get a little bit too crazy, and she'll go into like this like rage where like, okay, they'll forget about me, they don't love me, they'll break my heart, so I'll break theirs instead. And then that's when she kills them in Sulani. And so we as a Spring Squad have a crazy mind of living in Windenburg, getting married in Newcrest, coming back home to our humble abode in Windenburg, having the dinner party, and then going back and then going to Sulani for the sacrifice, which just sounds, a little bit demented, but that's the whole point of the Black Widow challenge: marrying 10 Sims, getting them married, having the dinner party, and then killing them off and going to the next one for the next suitor of your choosing. And so if you guys want to like learn more about this challenge and like watch me play like this entire challenge, I will leave a link down below in the description to my Twitch channel, which is just twitch.tv/SpringSims. We have a lot of fun over there. Like we literally go crazy with like Sims and building. And so we are currently doing the Black Widow challenge. Next we're going to be doing the 300 baby challenge. Don't get me started on that. It was a request and a bet of my lovely friends in the Spring Squad. Like they literally challenged me, once you're done with the Black Widow, you should do the 300 baby challenge in 5 months. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, whatever. So no harm, no foul in that part. So, but the twist is that I have to do the 300 baby challenge as a male and get every single sim in the Sims 4 pregnant. And that seems doable in my opinion, so I think I can complete it in 5 months. And if I don't complete it in 5 months, I have to play Fortnite on stream or play Dead by Daylight. And I'm not a big fan of Fortnite because I have bad experiences with it, but overall, I think I'm going to have fun with it. But ultimately, the whole point about this is just having fun and just playing the Sims and being with your community. And that's all I'm about. Community, friendship, and closeness. And that's just me. That's just me. You know, we all know. That made no sense. But either way, it's fine. So as of right now, I was like trying to figure out, okay, how can I make this build not look ugly? So I decided to go ahead and go into Bydebug and go into the live edit objects to landscape my build. Because I literally, as you can see at the very bottom left corner, I have 3 simoleons left to my name. So I was literally struggling trying to find some plants that I could like utilize to make the build more lush and more exciting and just like not ugly on the outside. And so plants in live edit saved my life. The decor was great. Even though your Sims will literally walk right through them, it still looks good. And so I utilized a bunch of like fences and then a bunch of plants that were in Bydebug. And then this is where I was like thinking, maybe since it's a very abandoned looking build, I should go ahead and use like, some chain link fences, a black van, a big truck, some little, pond in the backyard so we can go fishing on our own discretion. And I think we also placed down like a random casket, but I think it came with cats and dogs, where it's like some type of like random pet cemetery grave doghouse thing. And it was a very weird object, but I made it work. It looked cool, and it just suit the build a lot better. And then as you can see, I put like a very like long on the floor, on the ground, like log, and it's like basically like a broken down tree. And I had the idea of like, maybe this build was like here for so many years, and over time trees just broke down and this one log was just sitting there. And I was like, maybe I could just like put that there and then put a tree there and cover with like plants and overgrown grass to make it more, realistic in a way. And so that's what I did. And then I added a black van in the backyard, which is not usable whatsoever. So we do not have cars in The Sims 4. I'm not using custom content. It's just in Bydebug that you can utilize if you do bb.show. Wait, no, it's bb.unlock gameplay entitlement. I'm pretty sure that's what the cheat is. It's a very long cheat that I honestly hate because it's too long, but it's that cheat, the unlock gameplay entitlement cheat, and then I utilize the bb.show live edit objects cheat. But if you guys want to utilize the cheats that I use in this build, I will leave all of the stuff in the description, like what I use, like what reshade I use, what cheats I use in this build, so you like know how I built this, the way I built it, and like where I got these objects from. And if you do the live edit objects, essentially it will unlock every single like object that is in the world and all the like world objects that you have based on the packs that you have in your game currently. Because I have all the packs, and so it basically unlocked every single, and it was like over 1,000 items that the Sims team gave to us, which I'm forever grateful because this made my builds 10,000 tons, like 10,000 tons better looking than ever before. And so, whatever packs you have, you get those world objects. Like, if you have city living, you get, the chain link fences, you get the buildings, you get, the cars that roam around in the world, the subway thing. You also get like, the side stairs on the apartments to make your own apartments if you want to, and your own builds if you want to make them look more real. And I for one like that realism, and so I hope one day they give us more live edit objects with the more worlds that they give us in the future, especially when it comes to like building, because I as a builder need more decor, more clutter. I am a clutter freak. And so my friend Zephyrin, she's a lovely Twitch streamer. She loves clutter. Just she's a clutter queen. Loves clutter, will always love clutter. She will literally use anything to make her builds so unique, so amazing, so talented. I think you all should definitely like check her out for sure because she's like really good and one of my closest friends. And so, yeah. But either way, I think I'm going to go ahead and actually wrap up this voiceover right here. I really hope you guys much enjoyed it. Please go ahead and let me know down in the comments below, as always, of what you thought of this build, because honestly, it only took me 1 hour and 43 minutes to build, and it was the best 1 hour and 43 minutes of my life because I was able to get feedback from you guys, and it made the build 10,000 tons better. But that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know down in the comments below as always, and I will see you guys all in the very next video. Bye!